Hey guys, this is Pharaoh 2091 and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Path. The last time we left off, we learned that Delicia is really not she's not really following the contest rules, and well, it seems like Von Karma must have said something to her or something, and that's why we spoke to him. And he's saying that it's Master is the one who did it, and we listened to what he had to say regarding the murder weapon. But now we're trying to, well, break his logic. However, I want to take a look at the evidence again to see if I can do anything here. Crest, this notes. No. Can I forgot to even check this a little bit. See what I can find here. This rock salt lamp has a hexagonal base. The recesses in the pillars must have been made to match the shape. After all, they fit the pillars in the candy castle perfectly. Nothing else besides, like, the blood here. This rock salt lamp doesn't light up. It's a shame, but it appears to be broken. Oh, I really wanted to see it light up. I wanted to experience a calming glow too. Maybe I should try putting one in the office. Makes me wonder if Edgeworth has one, like Miles has one. I don't think he does. Vivid Blitzen was left behind. I can't believe the murder weapon came from inside a candy castle. Raymond, if it's too difficult, you don't have to look at it. I'm fine. I'm gonna become a lawyer after all. I see. You have a promising future. I forgot, Miles probably wouldn't have this because this game was made a while after, so who knows. Oh wait, I want to check those out as well. See, Delicious make fake desserts. Changes color. One of them is missing. Let's examine these. The blue cloth. I like this relaxing color. As expected of Mr. Edgeworth. That's so old school. Come on, let's hurry and make it glow. Yes. Does it mean I'm old-fashioned? Whoa. Oh, look at that. There are some switches over here. They probably control the color of the cloth. Raymond, try pressing one. Sweet. The cloth has started to glow. It's so mesmerizing. I could look at it all day. It is pretty interesting. The rainbow light device has made the cloth glow with light blue aura. Speaking of which, one side of this cloth and device has gone missing. I wonder where it went to. I don't have the answer to that, but it could be related to the case. Can I make it change colors? I guess. Okay, well, that's pretty interesting. Alright. So let's see what I can do here. Pause and murder weapon, delicious. So in order to pin a crime, use rock. Okay, let's just see. I'm impressed here. He took the rock salt lamp from Delicia's room. Exactly. In order to kill Dover, he had prepared a murder weapon beforehand. But the murder weapon was found in Delicia's room. Doesn't that place suspicion on Delicia as well? I'm not finished. Master killed Dover. He then deposited a murder weapon in her room. So the murder weapon was the rock salt lamp hidden inside a candy castle. I discovered a murder weapon when I entered a castle. Be thankful, defense attorney, that you too came by this information. Why was it necessary for you to enter the castle? Maybe he's interested in candy castles? Why you? Do you think I went in there because I wanted to? The detectives at the scene were useless, so I had to investigate myself. Oh. I wasn't in charge of the initial investigation. Detective Badge joined the investigation halfway through. A certain work ethic is required if you gain my trust. This is a fragment of Flingeroy's time. I'll continue. If he had left the murder weapon at a crime scene, the master would have been the one suspected. Well, yes, I guess so. He could have moved the body, but it was easy to move the murder weapon. There was no evidence pointing to a specific culprit. Hold on, let me go on that one real quick. How can you conclude that Mr. Master is a killer without any evidence? You think that will shake me? You disappoint me. As long as the body was found in Master's room, he's a prime suspect. Is there really no evidence pointing to anyone else but at the crime scene? Surely there's room for further investigation. Insolent attorney. Another investigation is not necessary. Master must be the killer. If you think differently, then cease these pointless words and speak with evidence. Think back to the crime scene. If Mr. Master isn't a killer, there must have been something there incriminating someone else. It seems Von Karma won't be shaken easily, unless to present evidence that contradicts his reasoning. So, this last statement is saying that no evidence that points to a specific culprit. Now, the only thing that's going to come to mind here is that we know that the cloth and, well, the rocks are placed next to each other. So I'm thinking that the cloth itself proves that you can pin the crime on someone else. It's true that the murder weapon and bloodstains disappeared from the vicinity. However, there was still one piece of incriminating evidence left behind. Have a look at this photograph, which was taken when the body was first discovered. Oh, well, that too. Sometimes I think about these things like too simply, but then I forget bits and pieces. He was covered in cloth. That is true. This cloth was used to wrap the body. Doesn't it remind you of the fluorescent cloth from Delicia's room? Beep! My fluorescent cloth was at the crime scene? Huh. Fluorescent cloth? You! Just what part of this cloth is fluorescent? I guess Von Karma doesn't know about this cloth's secret. It looks like a normal cloth at first glance, but if you use this rainbow light device, you can make it glow. I like seeing him like, oh god. Prosecutor Von Karma seems a little surprised. I don't think it was the cloth's ability to glow that surprised him. One sheet is fluorescent and the cloth is currently unaccounted for. Now, I'd like you to look at the color of the cloth in this photo. Don't you think it looks like the color of the fluorescent cloth before it's been lit up? Both the rock salt lamp and the fluorescent cloth originally belonged to Delicia. Wouldn't it be natural to assume that this cloth was used to wrap the body? Prosecutor Von Karma, I believe the present conditions give us much reason to suspect Delicia. What the hell? Hold it, Craigie! Do you really suspect me? I don't know yet if you are a culprit, but it is true that you're hiding something. Am I right? Well, that's... So, you're saying that the murder weapon and the cloth were originally from Delicia's room? Yes. What's so funny? Just as I expected from you. The murder weapon and the cloth are not from her room. How unfortunate for you. What does he mean? Before the contest began, Master noticed her violation of the rules. He confiscated the cloth and the rock salt lamp and kept them in his room for safekeeping. What? The victim was not seen, as he stayed locked up in his room after the contest had begun. The only one who could have unlocked the locked rooms was Jeff Master. And the murder weapon, the rock salt lamp, was being kept in his room. This should be the decisive evidence in proving Master's guilt. Defense attorney? You've lost me before you even had a chance to stand in court. What's this? What? Was all our investigating for nothing? Miss Delicious! Why didn't you tell us about your confiscated items? Well... Manny said I look suspicious if I did. Prosecutor Von Karma? And it's true, you all suspect me, don't you? How clumsy of you, defense attorney. Von Karma. So that's why you let us investigate Delicia's room. And in your clumsiness, there's one more thing I need to inform you of. 2 sets of fingerprints were found on the murder weapon. 2? Yes, they belong to Jeff Master and Delicia Scones. No other fingerprints were found. After Master killed Dover with the confiscated rock salt lamp, he foolishly concealed a murder weapon bearing his own fingerprints in his owner's room. I don't even need to prove my case in court. I have more than enough perfect evidence to prove Master's guilt. Hold it! I still have some doubts about the fluorescent cloth found in Mr. Master's room. Bah, irrelevant. After disposing of the body, he intended to return it to Delicia's room. I don't have enough information to refute Frank Karma's reasoning. Nothing less to say. If your job is done, then leave this place. That? Can't give up yet. We've wasted enough time as it is. Bad, take them away. There are still some doubts left in our investigation. Detective Bad. What's the meaning of this? It's not my nature to leave any doubts behind. There is still one piece of evidence that has yet to be identified. That's right. There are traces of someone left behind. Talk about your doubts as much as you want later. But this, my dear attorney, is none of your business. No, I also have some doubts about one piece of evidence. It's likely that I have the same doubts as Detective Bad has. What? This is a piece of evidence that left in Mr. Master's room that has yet to be identified. And they have to be talking about these damn fingerprints. Because somebody left them on a frame, but there were no prints found. We gotta figure out what the hell that's all about. You can't just leave it. Somebody left gloved fingerprints on one of Mr. Master's desserts. If these were the killer's fingerprints, then it's possible the killer also didn't leave any fingerprints on a murder weapon. How did you know the state of the crime scene? I gave them permission to investigate. Bad! What possessed you to let defense attorney into the crime scene? I don't recall you telling me not to let them in. Such impudence. You'd best remember, Bad. Your salary review depends on me. Oh. Kind of like a good old gumshoe. This isn't good for Bad. I'm so glad I have a kind boss like Mr. Edgeworth. Your salary review depends on how you perform here. I'm surprised at what a mere attorney like you managed to uncover in such a short time. However, it's possible these finger marks were Master's own doing. Besides, he always wore gloves while cooking. Do you have any evidence that those finger marks were left by Master? And moreover, there are still a few points of suspicion surrounding Delicia. Oh? You still haven't given up on that? Greggy, you still suspect me? I've already apologized for stealing a few bites. I don't want to suspect you. However, I can't easily trust those who tell lies. You must still be hiding something. Oh, Greggy's a bully. Don't you know the temperature of fresh cream must be kept at? You call yourself a dessert chef, but you lack even the most basic knowledge. Oh, I'm sorry for my lack of knowledge. In your case, it's not even about the lack of knowledge. In truth, you don't even know how to make desserts, do you? Defense attorney! Stop trying to force your own reasoning. In a court of law, the evidence tells all. If you say the witness is lying, then show it with evidence. We're not in court yet, but, well, very well. This evidence shows that Delicia can't make desserts. And, well, easily enough, we have the fake desserts. They're just covered plastic molds with fresh cream on it. If that doesn't say I can't cook or I can't make desserts, then I don't know what does. Oh, come on, there you go. The only things Delicia made were those that broke the rules. The lamp and the cloth that broke the rules are being held in Master's room. There's no way the witness could have returned them to her room. Those were not the only fake desserts she made. What? Her desserts may look like something out of a fairy tale at first glance, but in reality, they are nothing but mannequins decorated with cream. Apart from the cream, they're all fake! This is not something one's aiming to become the world's best pastry chef would do. Is this true, Bad? Yes. My shoes can attest to that. Will that be enough to convince Prosecutor Von Karma? Once he sees what Delicia has done, he'll have no choice but to be convinced. Delicia, the fact that your actions could lead you to being a suspect is no laughing matter. I didn't murder! Isn't it time you told us the whole truth? Who are you? And why were you indulging yourself in another contestant's work? Yes, I understand. The truth is, I'm not really a dessert chef, like I led you to believe. I'm actually a pharmacist. What? A pharmacist? Well, that's a completely different occupation. It's no wonder he couldn't hide a surprise. Why is a pharmacist like you participating in this contest? I just love eating desserts. I joined because I thought I'd be able to eat some of Jeffrey's desserts. I never thought I'd end up making it to the finals. Even Prosecutor Von Karma's at loss for words. I'm surprised she made it to the finals. I mean, you would think, not to say they would taste it, but, because it's all decoration and everything, but, I don't know. It's like, whatever. So that's the real reason why you entered the contest. Yes, as expected, Jeffrey's desserts were oh so good. So, the glove finger marks in a picture frame, or you're doing? Oh, no way! I never wore gloves. Delicia's fingerprints were found on Mr. Master's chocolates. So, is it true that she wasn't wearing gloves? Well, yes, exactly. You do believe me, Greggy. You see your face stuffed with nothing but desserts? Ooh, sorry, Manny. I think it's her belly that's stuffed. Were Master's desserts all that you ate? Actually, no. After the afternoon tea, I also ate Icy's desserts. You mean you entered the victim's room? Well, yes, exactly. The room was empty after all. Perhaps the victim was already dead by then. But my first bite tasted way too salty and I couldn't eat it. So I ate the delicious star-shaped dessert that was nearby. Miss Delicious, you really are a glutton. It is rare to see a woman with this kind of appetite. That's all I did. Greggy, Manny, everyone, I'm sorry I caused you trouble. Now that you told us the truth, everything's fine. There's no need to apologize. This does not mean that your testimony is trustworthy. I'll be investigating the victim's room after this. Only then will I decide if your testimony is true. Prosecutor Von Karma, I like to go as well. I also need to ascertain whether my reasoning up until now has been correct. Huh. I'll let you follow, but I have no intention of letting you investigate. That's enough for me. Alright. I guess we can take a quick peek in here. What is the meaning of this? What the hell? The desserts adoring the victim's room had disappeared. Oh wait, that's a present ray. Desserts adoring the victim's room had disappeared without a trace. Was this the true killer's doing? A body that was hidden inside a dessert, and a murder weapon that was moved. Further investigation would be required to arrive at the truth of this case. And to be continued. Alright. So I'm really liking the game, like this case so far. But does that mean that we're gonna go back into the present, or are we still gonna go on? I don't know. I'm not sure how this case works, because I'm still wondering why is Ray even telling us all this? Because, or is it just for the sake of having a flashback case, or are we gonna have something here in the present that's gonna tie in everything? I guess we'll find that out. But In any case, guys, we'll investigate more in the next episode. So, as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path. I'll see you guys later.